Alright, we are going to take this equation and solve it for dy dx. Alright, so I've got four different terms over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to start off by taking the derivative of each separately. And I'm going to take the derivative with respect to x. So the derivative of x squared with respect to x would just be 2x. Derivative of x with respect to x. But this is like 1, so we don't really need to keep that. Okay, the derivative of 3 natural log of y would be 3 times 1 over y, or 3 over y. But this time I'm taking the derivative of y with respect to x, so I need my dy dx. Or I guess if I put y prime here, I should be consistent and say y prime there. Okay, again, I'm taking the derivative of y with respect to x. So that derivative would be 2y, but I need a dy dx. And the derivative of the constant is just 0. So anything that doesn't, sorry, it's hard for me to keep consistent here. All right, anything that's not a y prime, I'm going to subtract over. So that makes this x squared negative, or 2x. Sorry, not x squared, 2x. Makes it negative. And then I've got some y primes here and some y primes there. So thinking like a GCF, I could factor out that y prime. Because now I've got what I'm solving for times some stuff. So we can get rid of that by dividing, which means we've got to divide over here. And so this gives us, we're down to negative 2x over negative 3 over y plus 2y. And technically this is a complex fraction. We've got a smaller fraction within a bigger fraction. So we really should at least get rid of this smaller fraction. So this would not be a smaller fraction if I came through and multiplied it by a y. So I'm going to do that. And to do that, I have to multiply every term by y now to keep that balanced. And that gets me to negative 2xy over a negative 3 plus 2y squared. And I guess this part's optional, but the numerator is definitely negative, and the denominator, like, you could factor out a negative, so that would make like the 3 positive and the 2y squared negative if you were really just determined to cancel out those negatives, and that looks like what the textbook does. So if you go that far, you end up with a positive 2xy over a positive 3 minus 2y squared.